only travel interstate in November with that 80% vax target, and that states lose their ability to shut borders at that target?
Oh, well, look, I definitely hope that's the case, because we all signed up to the national plan. We all signed up to the plan which had its research based on the Doherty Institute, and that's really important. I also again say that, as confronting as this is, a lot of states who haven't had any major outbreaks during the pandemic are going to have to appreciate that once you get to 80% double dose vaccination and you open your borders, Delta will creep in. But if your population is protected and you've got COVID safety plans in place, good QR code system, good systems to monitor where the disease is circulating and warn residents, take immediate action to take care of outbreaks that may or may not occur, well, that's the way we have to live with COVID. And as confronting as that is the reality. And I hope that every Premier is signed up to the plan, and I hope we all stick to the plan. But all the conversations that I've had with the Prime Minister suggest that the nation will continue to move forward. And I feel that Victoria is perhaps turning the corner in how they're dealing with COVID in terms of accepting what the Delta strain is like and what it means for citizens. And I hope that we're in a position at least where the two largest states are on the same page in how we move our nation forward. Between the two of us, I think it's 65 or 60% of the nation's population. So between the two of us, if we're on the same page, I'm sure other states will get on board as well.
What does it mean for New South Wales, though, if none of the other states get on board with the way that you're aiming to do things in New South Wales? What does that mean?
Well, what we're doing in New South Wales is entirely consistent with the national plan that all of us have signed up to. So I guess I'll just say to the other premiers, we all signed up to it. Every single premier in the state, every chief minister signed up to the plan. And all I'm doing is working towards the plan, as I hope every other state premier is. But the only thing I will say from experience here in New South Wales is that every state at some stage, and if not at 80% double dose, then when, every state is going to have to accept that you can't live in a bubble forever. Your citizens will want to travel interstate, your businesses will want to grow interstate, your citizens will want to go overseas, your citizens will want to come back from overseas. So if not at 80% double dose, which is what our national plan says, then when?
Health workers, it's now mandatory, they've got a month to get to 100% first dose. Are you confident that you'll meet that target, that all health workers will come forward? And what happens if that doesn't happen?
Well, look, I'm confident we'll get very close to that target. I think from this morning we were just looking at some figures where between 76 to 83% of all health workers were already vaccinated. So the numbers are very high, but you always have new people coming into the system, and it's important to make sure those new people coming into the system are vaccinated. And of course, we're still catching up on vaccinating aged care workers and other cohorts who haven't yet been vaccinated. So I'm confident that by the end of September, we will see those rates of vaccination go up. Obviously, for health workers, the rate of vaccination is much higher than the state average, much higher than the national average, in fact. So I'm confident that I think that the most recent figure I saw was around 83%. I'm not sure whether or not that included aged care workers, but certainly I'm confident that number will allow us to move forward. And various settings are already, we're asking people to be vaccinated before they go back to work, whether it's teachers or construction workers, and that is the way of the future, and that is part of our way of living safely with COVID.